barbarian. It was absolutely absurd.
That's so cool.
And you have the gnome. He was a gnome, and then
A
you
gnome,
have the
yeah.
halfling
Yeah, we got a
barbarian
halfling
from Dark
barbarian.
Sun.
Mhm.
So tiny barbarians are great. They're just my favorite thing.
So for me, I always find them more intimidating because like everybody knows that the half orc is going to go off, right? Like everybody knows that they have a temper. But when you see like this enraged gnome or halfling running at you with a broadsword or a giant battle axe, like what happened to them to flip that switch and
Look at
turn
that
them
delicious
into a killing
beer.
machine?
Especially because halflings, we tend to think of them outside most settings as very bucolic. They're farmers. It's just a whole race of Bilbos.
There you go. You're right.
Oh.
Right. Like, what happened to pull you out of the Shire?
Who hurt you?
Yeah.
And why didn't it stick?
I love it. I love it. So you want to introduce this second beer,
Yeah,
Matt?
so this is Anaheim's American Tavern Ale. It's a copper-colored, unfiltered pale ale with a citrus hop aroma and a bright, clean finish. Honestly, I tried this earlier, and it's
Oh my
delicious.
God.
Yeah, it was the
Okay.
first thing
Oh,
I had.
man.
It's good.
It's really good.
Cheers.
It's really solid. So
Cheers, sir.
while we're sitting here drinking our beer, we asked our viewers
Yes.
to
Pour one out for our homies.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
we asked our viewers to mention some of their favorite summer beverages. What are our favorite summer? I can't talk right now. Too much alcohol. What are some of our favorite summer beverages?
Good summer beverage.
Lauren, what do you got?
I mean, I said caipirinhas earlier,
Mm-hmm.
but literally, and I know cachaça and rum are different, but anything involving rum, I'm there. Mai
Yeah.
Tais, zombies, I mean, really particular tiki drinks in
Yeah.
the summer.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
favorite. But I think it was 4 years ago, last World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I drank so many caipirinhas, I can't even remember. I was passed out in the pool most of the time. It was awesome.
So to be there in summertime.
I know what they are. You guys know what they are?
No, I don't.
Okay. Why don't you explain what they are?
Caipirinhas is caipirinha is cachaça, which is a Brazilian distillate made from sugarcane and then aged in a specific type of Brazilian wood. I want to say Palo Santo, but I could be wrong.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So you take that, mix it with some sugar or simple syrup, and then you take a lime, cut it in half, and cut that half into 4 quarters. Squeeze it in, drop it in your glass, sugar to taste, top up with
Whatever.
cachaça, and then you can add soda if you want to extend it. But I mean, honestly, it's just refreshing as all.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to try those.
It's so good.
Yeah. If you ever have the opportunity to try one mixed with passion fruit.
Oh yes, yes.
that-
Passion fruit,
Yeah.
or I did one with, I want to say, peach puree that was excellent.
Nice. Yeah.
good.
That sounds great. Yeah. It's a really good mixer and can
Matt-
nice and refreshing.
Matt, what about you? What's your favorite summer beverage?
So my favorite non-alcoholic, we used to do this all the time when I was little, is we used to make like sun brewed out in the sun iced tea.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more refreshing than that to me. It kind of brings back like old childhood memories too. So yeah,
Nice.
good iced tea on a nice hot day.
So mine is the Anaheim Kolsch.
Nice plug.
I had
Nice
a
plug.
little bit earlier. So this is my go-to beer. I just love it. As far as something else, I really enjoy mint juleps.
Ooh. Now
I think
Yeah.
Again, like
I forgot
a
about the mint
bourbon with a little bit of simple syrup and mint muddled in there. Again, anything kind of like with that just freshness. That's
good.
Yeah.
Those are a pain to make at home.
They totally
Yeah,
are.
They're so hard.
But I don't know. They're
because
worth
of
it
the
for
crushed
me.
ice.
Yeah.
For me, I would have to say it's a concoction that I'm pretty sure a lot of people have had. It's Jameson and a lemonade.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
So I love
shandy?
whiskey. Yeah,
Like a
basically a
shandy,
shandy.
yeah?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love whiskey. It's one of my favorite drinks. If I'm not drinking beer or water, I'm probably drinking whiskey. And lemonade is a delicious beverage that's refreshing and cool. So, during summertime, that's a great thing to have out while you're floating in the pool, or down the river, or on the beach, or whatever you have. So that's
Wherever
my
you're floating,
that's my favorite.
right,
If
wherever
I'm not
you're
drinking a beer, I'm probably drinking Jameson and lemonade. So yeah,
That's good.
I have a
Cool.
similar thing. If I'm not drinking whiskey, I'm probably drinking water or beer.
Well, that's how I am too. It's either water, beer, or whiskey.
Nice. All right, so we're gonna
right.
get down dirty with flip flop.
You ready?
I'm
I
ready.
am.
All right.
All right.
Were
I'm
you
ready,
able
and
to
I'm
get
not
up
even-
the
This is
the
great.
character sheet for the audience to see? Were you able to get that up there? If not, that's okay. But okay. So they're going to work on that, so that way anybody watching, it is okay. So you can kind of see the. This is an incomplete character sheet. Now there are a lot of different character sheet options out there. This is just one of them. This is one that I like to use personally, but there are plenty out there depending on what type of game you're playing. So you can see that there's a lot of empty spots, and some of them are filled in. So real quick, I'm going to go over what we did last episode.
The creation of flip flop.
Right, was really like the mechanical creation.
Yes.
So we put in a lot of numbers. So those are really the hard numbers that we're going to use to show abilities and skills. We also added in, because a halfling is a small creature, small humanoid. Their speed is only 25 feet per movement. Generally, medium creatures make up most of the D&D character world, and they move at 30. But being a halfling, you're going to move a little bit slower.
All right, I can handle that.
So, and then in the bottom right-hand corner, you can kind of see some of the traits that halflings have. We have the stout halfling, so that showed that a dexterity increase and a constitution increase. The size was small. We had lucky, so halflings are just generally lucky, so whenever Flip-Flop rolls a 1, he's able to roll it again.
Nice.
Halflings also, because of their size, they are inordinately brave. So they have advantage against being frightened, and then they are nimble, which means they can jump through the legs of larger creatures. And then finally, as a stout halfling, they have resilience to poison. So they're pretty tough little guys.
Nice. I was gonna
It's
say,
honestly the perfect barbarian
Oh,
race.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
They're just little vicious ankle biters.
I love it.
Right, exactly. So we're moving along with that, and it's really good. So a couple things that we wanted to add in, and I think have been included, is as a barbarian, your hit die is determined by your class. So as a barbarian, you get a D12 as your hit die.
Okay.
So that determines how many hit points you have as a character. So that's already marked in, and then your total hit points is the combination of the number of hit die that you have and your constitution modifier. So Flip-Flop, being a tough, stout halfling, has a +1 to constitution, which brings him to 14, which means
Nice.
that his constitution modifier is 2. So first level, you get that D12, so 12 hit points, plus that constitution modifier of 2. So it brings him up to 4. For a first 14. For a first level character, that's insane.
That's nice.
Yeah, like
That's a lot.
if you're getting into the teens, like right off the bat, you're a pretty powerful
right.
character at first
Nice.
level. Yeah.
Strong ankle biter.
Yeah. So Flip-Flop is formidable already.
Sweet.
So he's got a couple other things that go along with the barbarian. He's proficient with light armor and medium armor, shields, and pretty much all the weapons, which is pretty cool. Now, all of this information you can find online. You can also go out and get a player's handbook. That is a really good reference guide. But a lot of this stuff is free. And Wizards of the Coast also put out a basic starter kit that has a lot of this stuff out there, and that is completely free. So you can use that as a reference for your classes and your races. So I would encourage you to use that. And if you want to go through one of these books but can't quite afford it or don't feel ready to commit, come out to one of our events here at the Anaheim Brewery, and I have extra copies. So I have no problem being able to loan that to you. You can go through it, check out all the information, and then you can build your character and jump into the fray. So,
Awesome.
with that being said,
All right.
we're going to move forward with developing Flip-Flop
Round 2.
as a character.
Round 2. All right, here we go.
All right, so I wanted you to think about a couple things. Now, we
All right.
mentioned that Flip-Flop would be an Outlander as
Yes.
his background.
Yes.
Now, are you okay with that?
I am
You kinda
definitely
like
okay with that. I
All
like
right. So with the Outlander, he's going to gain proficiency with athletics. So that means he's really good at like jumping or running, sprinting, lifting heavy things. He has a low center of gravity, so he's really good at that.
Nice.
He's also proficient with survival, so being able to start fires, track game, kind of take a look at the land and be able to know where he needs to go. So those are two things that are kind of just set. But he's also proficient with a musical instrument. and that's going to be up to you.
Ooh. What are my options? Like, what are some
Can we give suggestions?
Yeah, give me suggestions.
Yeah. So
because I'm definitely open to
one
suggestions.
of the most popular ones
comment
is,
too if you
is
have
something
some
like a
suggestions.
panpipe would be suitable, but I kind of want to hear
I was
Loren's.
going with pan, but I was only
Well,
getting
he's a
mandolin.
barbarian. He's from he's an outlander.
Right.
He's not from here.
Right.
Not a lot of
So he
resources.
shouldn't have some sort of instrument that you might find in the tavern.
True.
So my mind goes in two directions. The first thought is quite obviously, and I think everyone's on this page, bagpipes.
Right.
But second, perhaps the skull of some great beast over which he has stretched the
Ooh.
dried skin of an enemy and
Ooh.
turned it into a drum that hangs as a grisly trophy off his hip.
Ooh. I kind of like drums.
You like a drum made
Drums-
from a skull of a fallen
skull.
beast?
Yeah, you know what? That actually sounds interesting.
All right.
But my
flip.
first thought was going for like a pan type
Mhm.
flute scenario, but
I mean,
I think you
so-
sold me on the drum.
All right. So
yeah,
I'm going to throw this out here.
All right.
I mean, this is our character, so you can kind of be proficient with both if you want. If you like both.
ooh,
Of them.
he's well-rounded.
But I do like the drums.
I love
That
the drum.
sounds
You know what? Let's
interesting.
go with the drum. Let's go with the drum.
Okay, cool.
So-
All right, so Flip Flop will be proficient with a drum made of the skull of a fallen beast. We're gonna pick up on what fallen beast that
Is the hide his
next
skin
time.
of the skin of the fallen beast?
Perhaps.
Waste not, want not.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean-
I mean, if he's out there in the Outlands, he's scavenging. I mean, obviously he has
Right.
to, make use of all of his resources. So.
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
I like that.
All right, cool. And then the other thing that he gets is a language. Though, if you wanted to turn that into another skill, because we talked a little bit earlier about how Flip
Yeah.
Flop isn't too bright.
He's not the brightest crayon in the box. So
But a language is an option.
Okay.
So you can pick from many of the common languages. So you could speak Goblin or Orcish or Elven or Dwarven. Be able to communicate with those different
Ooh.
races and communities. But if you wanted to,
what would benefit him most as an Outlander?
Oh,
Who
that's.
does he interact with mostly out there?
I don't know. He's your character.
He's my character.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Who does Flip Flop interact with while carrying a drum made from the skull of a fallen beast?
I'd say it'd either be the orcs or the dwarves.
Okay.
So, let's go with orcish.
Orcish.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very guttural.
Orc. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
All right. Kind of gives him a little bit more street cred, huh?
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. This is becoming an awesome character, by the way.
I'm into it. Like, I'm way into Flip Flop.
All right. So we're gonna do a couple more things real quick, and then we're gonna take a break. And
Cool.
after that, we're gonna come back with doing the AEG SpaceBase unboxing.
Ooh,
so
I'm excited for that.
we're gonna go through this real quick.
Alrighty.
The other thing that I really like to do, and I think Loren as well, with including more of the role-playing aspects, kind of, steering away from the really solid mechanics of the game in order to get a better story.
Okay.
So, to accomplish that, we need some personality traits. So when you think of Flip Flop, what are some personality traits that he has? What maybe a dislike, a like? Think of blind date questions that you would ask Flip Flop. How would he answer? As an Outlander barbarian.
Let me pose a question to Flip Flop here.
Yeah.
Flip Flop, true to his nature
Okay.
and his own customs, inadvertently breaks a local law. Now he holds whatever action he did to be true to himself,
Right.
and doesn't believe that or maybe he does, but he doesn't follow the law because it is his own
Right.
action, or does he go,
Delicious.
do I conform? If in acting in accordance with his own virtues, Flip Flop inadvertently breaks a local custom or law, how does he react?
Oh. Moral quandary
Yeah.
right off the
Yeah,
bat.
good question.
No kidding. So,
But not a vast moral quandary, one that is very specific to Flip Flop himself.
Huh. That's a good one. How would he react to that? I think he would stay true to his own values. I mean, if he's kind of unaware of the common laws and stuff, I think that he would be kind of stubborn in a sense and kind of just say, he thinks his way is the right way.
There you go.
So I'm kind of going that route.
All right.
With kind of a stubbornness, probably mild sarcasm. to him.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Mild
All right.
sarcasm.
Stubborn and mildly
Yeah.
sarcastic.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
I
Hashtag
think that's
America.
gonna be awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
Perfect. And then the other thing that I wanted to get today, and then we'll
Okay.
leave it for the next episode, is I really want a flaw. So what is something that he like is a compulsion of his, a vice? Does he have a fear or a weakness? Something like that, because that really plays into the fact that this is a character that isn't perfect. Like he has things that he needs to address and fight through.
I almost think he's very prideful. So anything that would kind of offend him in any way when it comes to his pride would be something that would be kind of his downfall. Because I think that he with him being the small ankle biter that he is, I feel that anyone kind of.
We have a comment. We have a comment about.
Oh,
Is there a spicy sarcasm?
A spicy sarcasm?
What's spicy sarcasm?
Ooh, spicy. Now we're throwing spicy in there.
What's
I know.
spicy sarcasm? I'm
What's
so
it- yeah.
confused.
What's spicy sarcasm?
All right, you guys have to
I
answer.
kind of, but I kind of like where that's going because
All
I
right.
kind of feel that he would be like maybe not really spicy but feisty.
Okay.
Spicy feisty.
A spicy sarcasm.
feisty.
All right.
Like it's not hot, it's not like temperature hot, but it's like you're just like, oh, this is surprising, and I'm on fire now.
It's caliente hot.
I like that. I like that. So
All right.
yeah. So I think anyone that would kind of offend him when it comes to his stature or pride or anything be kind of his downfall.
So,
Yeah,
Okay.
his
so,
weakness.
so millennial,
So-
right?
Violently self-conscious about his height.
Right. Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. That's kind of where I was going with that. So
All right.
you worded it out perfectly for me.
All right, so all right, we made some pretty good headway here with
Yeah.
Flip Flop. If you follow hashtag Flip Flop the Barbarian, we're going to be
My
sharing
God.
that stuff
Yes,
on.
he has
He has a hashtag?
Yes.
Yes, follow him.
does
Follow
that.
him.
All this stuff.
Hashtag Flip Flop the
Flip Flop the
Barbarian.
Barbarian,
We're going to be posting that stuff on Tabletop Takeovers and D20 Adventure Realm. I will be updating character sheets to reflect some of the more or some of the improvements and creation that's going on tonight, and we'll be going through this. I'm hoping within the next maybe 1 or 2 episodes, we're actually going to run Flip Flop through a little of an introductory session.
That'd be awesome.
Quick
sounds
little
fun.
our role-playing exercise. So
I'm hoping at one point he actually gets a shout out in the OC Geekly in your section.
all right, well, we got to determine where he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out. So.
All right, so we're
Anyway.
going to take a quick break. We're just going to be gone for a couple minutes. We're going to set up for unboxing SpaceBase. And while we're gone, please comment.
Yes.
All
Favorite.
right, we got our notes over here
drink.
from the producers. Thank you. We want to hear your comments about your favorite summer drinks. We want to give those
Please.
those Super Fight promo kits away.
We do.
So make sure to comment.
Got
All right,
forward.
we'll see you in a
Got
few
forward.
minutes.
Answer.
All right. Sounds
Bye,
good.
We'll be
guys.
right back.
All right, welcome back. Sorry for the delay. We're just getting everything set up for the unboxing of SpaceBase. Again, thank you to Anaheim Brewery for coming, for letting us come out here and set up in their beer garden.
Invade
and,
their space.
And for the delicious beers that we're drinking tonight. We are going to unbox SpaceBase now. So this came out in about, I believe it was the second week of April or just before International Tabletop Day.
Right.
We did a big event with AEG. It was a blast. It's a lot of fun to play.
It was a great turnout.
It's a really fun game that we're able to pick it up pretty easily. So,
Ooh. So you got your instruction manual.
Yep. Instruction manual. I really like the artwork. It all kind of all of the cards go
Yes, that
on
part was
boards
really
like
cool.
this, and their colors coordinate with the number that are on it. I kind of really like
Yeah,
that
it's
too.
kinda
Yeah,
It makes
that
it
was
makes it
awesome.
easy
Like
to
it matches
recognize
the
like where they go.
Yeah.
So
very
even if you're
seamless.
not like paying attention to the numbers on the cards, you can kind of match up the colors. Makes it a little bit easier to do. So this is a game board. This is a game for 2 to 5 players, which is kind of interesting. I've never played games that are like cap out at an odd number. So this is the first one of mine that I've
There's
played
a
with. That's kinda
surprising number.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Like, where in the game mechanics does 5 players like?
I think time. I think
Is it
time is
time?
really where it
Mhm.
guys. I got a lot of games on my shelf at home that like we'll set up a game night and we're like, all right, we got 5, and then one more person confirms and we're like, all right, that's half the shelf gone. Can't do anything.
Right.
I think it's really time.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we've got starting cards. So everybody starts out with a colored deck, and everybody starts out with the same cards. Now these cards go 1 through 12, and they are set up to give you a resource. So the 3 resources that are in the game are credits, economy, and victory points. Credits allow you to buy additional cards. Economy improves the number of credits that you have at any given time, and then victory points lead to, what do you think? Victory. So the cards, depending on the number that they are on, will give you different types of resources, and you try and collect those. So this is a little bit of an engine builder, and you use dice to help build that engine. And let me show you.
It reminds me a lot of Seven Wonders.
Yes, it's also a lot like Machikoro. As far as like the engine building and the
It's
mechanics.
like some strange in like distilled game terms. It's like a weird combination of like engine builder and deck builder at the same time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But with dice, and I'm on like the razor's edge of, is it worker placement? It's definitely not worker placement, but there are things that feel like worker placement.
Right. Yeah, and being able to, I think the mechanic in this game that's really fun and easy for beginners to pick up is the dice mechanic.
Right.
And part of it is because it's so simple, and then the other part of it is because every turn you have something to do, even if it's not your turn. And I think that's a big draw for new players. So everybody gets 3 pips of their colors to track their resources, and then there are clear ones that we can use to track some of the cards that will give you extra abilities, like buying extra cards or cashing in for extra credits. And then the big mechanic is the 2 dice. And the way that you play, and this is basically the whole game right here. There's a lot of different strategies depending on the cards that come up, and I'm going to have you actually go through that here in just a minute.
Oh, there's all the other cards. Okay.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
hidden
like,
under
whoa,
here, so I'm going to pull them out in a
something.
second. But
That's the unboxing.
rolling the 2 dice is how you determine what resources you collect. So when you roll the dice, I'm going to roll these right here. I got a 5 and a 1. So what you can do is you can either take the 5 and the 1. So as you can see, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You can see the cards go 1 through 12. So you can either take any cards with the 5 and the 1, or you can use the combination or the sum of those 2 dice and use your 6 slot to collect the resources. And as you build more cards and buy more cards and build your engine, as we've been talking about, you are able to flip the cards that function for you into cards that function for everybody, or still for you, but on everybody else's turn. So it increases the odds of you being able to collect those resources, and that is kind of what lies behind the engine builder concept. So it's really easy to pick up, and you have to pay attention for everybody's turn, so that way you don't lose out on those resources.
Exactly.
And then
I
the
love that
final
concept too. It's great because like you just like get resources on other people's turns,
Right.
And like you get your credits and then your economy, and you just you build your game from there.
Right.
Yeah, and I like it because it keeps you in the game constantly.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
I remember
have
the
to pay
first time I
attention.
played it.
Mm-hmm.
I had played with John and Jeremy. It was my first time. I think you were like 3rd or 4th or whatever.
Yeah, I think we had
And
just gotten the game from that event.
When they told me that mechanic, I was watching like a hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I've played other games where like you don't necessarily have to be the most interested in your opponent's strategy, but maybe if you falter, you might miss something they did, and I think that very much kept me on board, looking for them, being like, all right, that's clearly what Jeremy's building. And I remember there was a turn where I was like, I don't want that card, but I know he does.
He does. So you're gonna
So I gotta buy it.
yeah.
At some point that became a major key point in the game when we were playing at TableTop Day, or the International TableTop Day. Yeah, it was like
looking at
grab that card.
what other people were building as their engine and trying to throw sand in the gears.
Yeah, exactly. It was amazing. It was amazing. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So the cards that we've been talking about this whole time, they come in level 1, level 2, and I'll have you grab the
I
other
will grab
ones.
level 3.
Level 2 and level 3. Now, obviously, as the level climbs, so does the amount of resources and also the cost that it takes you in credits to put them on the board. And the idea is to try and collect these cards to build an engine, and sometimes it might be steering towards those victory points right off the bat. Sometimes it might be trying to build something where you're just earning a lot of credits on everybody else's turn and allowing you to buy more cards. And then I'm a big fan personally of building the economy first.
Yeah, me too.
I like getting that economy nice and strong.
Solid strategy.
Then I know that even if I don't score any points on anybody else's turn, I can at least buy some of the lower value cards to help earn more points along the way.
Right.
So it's a really fun game. The other thing is, and I'll admit this, and I know this is kind of sad, but I don't really have anybody else at home to play games with, so I play this game a lot by myself. I lay out 3 boards, and I play by myself, and I try to use different tactics for each
Try to
one.
beat yourself.
We do have a comment from Shannon saying that you are a card blocker. So
I am a card blocker. Shannon and I have played a couple times this game. And that is definitely my play style.
yes.
well done.
Sometimes you just have to.
Yeah, sometimes you got to. Yeah, I mean, Loren just admitted to it too.
Yeah.
That's what you got to
It's
do.
a good strategy.
It's like a strange version of Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever played Dominion, it's very accessible in that sense that like but imagine if Dominion's board was changing every turn. You know, you may be like, oh, I know that person needs another camel for their strategy or whatever, but now you can buy that camel so they don't get that camel or whatever it was in Dominion, Caravan or something. But yeah, it's very, if you've played Dominion, it's very accessible.
Yeah, and again, kind of going back to what we've said quite a bit, is that the game is always going, no matter whose turn it is. There's something to do, and it's very dynamic. The strategy is always kind of changing, and you paying attention to what you're doing and paying attention to what your opponents are doing is key. So if you're a beginner tabletopper or if you are a veteran, this is a great game for you to try out. Get
a lot of fun.
you and 4 of your friends, up to 4 of your friends, for a nice battle royale. And also, if you really want to play by yourself like I do, you can do that too. All right, so we're going to take another quick break.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
Actually, you know what, Matt?
yeah,
I want you to introduce the
wanna
beer
introduce
real
beer
quick.
first? Okay.
Yeah, and then we're going to play our game.
Cool. So what we're drinking right now is Anaheim's Red. It is by far my favorite beer that they brew. It is absolutely delicious.
Is that why this one's so large?
That's why it's
All
so
right,
good.
all right.
Yeah.
It's his favorite.
Exactly. It's a medium-bodied, rich ale with
Get that out of the way.
nice caramel character. It's a smooth finish on the back end. It's definitely what I like to call a party beer, something that you can have at a party. I know they sell by the keg and also by the growler. It's 5.5% ABV. Just a simply delicious.
And you can
beer.
get a really cool German-style growler
Yeah.
here as well.
They're actually
Very
solid.
nice.
Yeah,
It's
an
very
amazing
approachable beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you definitely want something a little bit sweeter, something a little more smoother, this is the beer to start out with. If you want something, but if you're also a beer fan that likes that dark, heavy stuff, this is a nice, solid beer to have as well. So
Time to do boomer.
it's just a drinkable beer. That's what it is.
Very,
Yeah,
very nice.
it's really good.
So,
All right, so we'll be back in just a couple minutes. We're going to clean this up real quick, and then we're going to play the metagame by Buffalo Games.
However, don't forget, comment your favorite summer beverage.
Favorite
Comment
so
your favorite
beverage.
summer beverage.
That's
It
right.
better be caipirinha.
That's right.
All right, we ready? All right, welcome
Yeah.
back.
What's
We're
up,
going
man?
to get this going because it's starting to get dark. We're enjoying our beers. We're going to be playing the Metagame by Buffalo Games.
Can I put my beer in there?
No, whoa. All right, stop the showing off. All right, so there's a bunch of different rules for this game, and based on wanting to put on a good show for you, we're going to use the Debate Club rules. So basically, Matt, our reigning champion,
Yes.
is going to lead us off as the critic, and he is going to draw an opinion card, and then the remainder of us are going to use, let's see here, what are they called? The culture cards.
Culture
So we're
cards.
going to use
Cool.
our culture cards to try and determine which one is the best answer for his opinion card.
And how many culture cards are we drawing?
So you get 3, and then you pick 1.
Oh, I picked 3 of this one.
Yeah.
Okay, and you
then
guys get
we pick
5.
5.
Okay,
and then
So-
we wait until we hear what your opinion.
yeah. So
or
do
the-
I
the
lay down
opinion that
first,
you're-
and then you guys
Yeah.
lay down?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's apples in layman's terms. It's apples to apples, or
Cards
Cards
Against
Against Humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Red flags.
the rule set is different based on the game you play. In this case,
Correct.
we are given the opportunity to defend why our answer is the right one.
Correct. Yeah. So
Got it.
there's I think there's 6 or 7 different play styles. Some of them require putting them down on the table and matching cards up. But that's not very fun for you, the viewer. So
So
we're
it,
gonna-
it's got a lot of replayability. It's got a lot
Definitely.
of. It's not like, oh great, we're gonna play apples to apples.
It's a
Correct.
party game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
It's
a
a
nice.
party game.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right.
Alcohol makes it better.
Who made this?
Makes it.
this is
Metagame.
Buffalo Games.
Oh, Buffalo Games.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes.
Buffalo
All right.
Games.
Anything else I'd know from them by chance?
I don't know.
Buffalo the game.
Buffalo the game.
Do they also make Buffalo Trace the whiskey?
That's disgusting. Whiskey.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
All right. So
hope
we
they
all ready?
don't.
Everyone's got.
All
Everyone's
right.
got a set of cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Matt,
Got a
you're
set
going
of
to lead us
cards.
off, and you're
So-
going to.
I actually got some pretty good options here.
All right.
And at one point, I think we're gonna do some audience participation, right? And they're gonna pick a card, hopefully.
Hopefully.
All right, cool. So, based on the 3 cards I pulled, I think I'm gonna go with my lovely purple card here, and it is a tradition handed down from father to son. So, play on, my friends. We're looking for the best and potentially the worst. Which is weird because we only have 3 people, so or 4 people, so. Tradition handed down from father to son.
All right. I got
It's a
mine.
good one. Solid.
All right, it's solid. So, Lauren, since you have a solid card, let's hear
I was saying your
debate
prompt
first.
is solid.
Oh, the
I
prompt's
think my
solid.
answer's solid.
All right, well, you know what?
And I think my answer speaks for itself. It stands on its own, and my answer is Playboy.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right.
I don't think I need to defend that. I think we all get it.
That is a pretty solid answer.
That is
I'm
beyond
pretty sure that's
solid,
cheating.
right? That is
Yeah.
almost cheating.
What if your son doesn't like that though?
Okay.
Oh.
I see that Lauren likes the
Yes.
the me, like what I do. Like I don't need to explain this shit.
Yeah, right?
Look.
I got this.
We've moved beyond that, but in a historical context, historical, like, maybe like a couple decades ago. Like, yeah.
Solid.
I think the reference is still valid.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You want to go next, or you want me to go?
I'll go next.
All right.
I don't
Let's
like
hear
my
Matt.
answer very much, but whatever.
All right.
It's the best I got.
You gotta have confidence in it. You
Okay.
gotta present it with
There you go.
confidence.
Sell it. Sell it.
Convince him.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Nope. Sorry, guys. There's gonna be some cussing. Sorry, John. No, I'm joking.
We can go 13. We can go up to 13.
Yeah, so 2 S words per.
Yeah, there you
okay,
go.
cool.
So, yeah. Per hour period.
Mine is gonna be Monopoly. I played Monopoly with my family growing up, and it was never a great time because we got angry and basically what happened with Monopoly is what happens with every family with Monopoly is that you get angry and pissed off and someone flips the board. So that's passed down, in my opinion, from generation to generation.
So yours is tugging at the heartstrings. and his is
Heartstrings.
tugging at something completely different. So that's
You-
kind of.
Yeah.
You chose tug.
Wow.
And that's, I mean,
There's
I
a reason.
applaud
There's
your
a
word
reason.
choice.
That's where you went.
All right. Oh, okay. That's right. All right. So.
Collectively,
All right,
I don't
Jeremy?
know. So mine was I was going for the heartfelt one actually, but Matt kind of stole my thunder.
Oh man.
Mine was Seinfeld. The show about nothing and just these just messed up friends living in New York and muddling through a life, and that was something that my dad kind of passed on to me. So it was, again, a very personal touch.
That was a great show.
The very
It was a good show.
the dry humor, just like I'll always remember Newman, like just that. I love
Newman.
it. Yeah, Newman.
The soup
that.
Nazi.
Soup
The
Nazi.
Soup Nazi.
Nazi.
Classic.
Putty.
How
Vodka?
Kramer entered every
like
time
all
Kramer
these
entered the room.
characters.
Oh, Putty.
They're so good.
We all
Kramer
hold a special place for Putty.
Just crashing
Or some
through
of
the
us
door
here.
every time. Yeah, so that's mine. I think that is.
Okay.
So who's the best and who's
Yeah.
the worst, Matt?
Oh man, that one's hard.
Is it though?
Yeah.
That's what she said.
That's what she.
Whoa. Now,
Whoa.
now we're talking.
All right, I was going to keep this PG. I played the hand I was dealt.
I've been
but I'm
watching
still
The
trying.
Office a lot lately. I'm sorry, guys.
So I would have to say, based just on pure luck and the card draw, it's gonna have to go Loren on this one.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
as
who was the
winner-
worst?
As the winner.
So give him the
but,
card.
But man, both of you guys, that's a hard one.
Seinfeld or Monopoly, bro?
Alrighty.
See, I did watch Seinfeld kind of growing up, so
So you didn't play Monopoly at all?
versions of Monopoly. I played Junior Monopoly when I was younger, and I did get frustrated with regular Monopoly playing with family. So I definitely see where you're going there, but I'm gonna have to go with Seinfeld as the middle, and with Monopoly as.
So I give all my 5 cards, right?
Yeah.
That become
No,
the
we
first
all do. We all do.
I just want to add in that Shannon already has a vote for me, so just letting you guys know.
For
Tyler,
He's not even playing.
He can
Garbage.
be he can be
He's already won one.
the media vote.
Yeah,
She
no,
also said
we
remind
get,
me not to play
smoke
Monopoly with
cards,
Matt.
and
Jeez.
Loren, you're picking the opinion
Quick question. In this game, how do the blanks work?
You fill
You-
it in
you
with
fill it in,
whatever you
yeah.
want.
Blank.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm scared.
I don't want
I'm
to be
scared.
offensive.
This is the look on his
Keep
face.
it clean, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do have to stay at least PG 13.
13.
13.
So 2 S words, 1 F bomb.
Typically PG, but we're
Yeah,
going
'cause
13
we already,
for the
All
night.
right,
we already
all right,
blew through
let's-
the PG.
Yeah,
Let's-
yeah, we did. We blew through PG.
Sorry, John.
I can mock myself in this respect. This card is a symbol of the blank lifestyle. And I'm going to use blank to fill in the heterosexual.
Heterosexual lifestyle.
So we can be brutal here.
All right. Oh man.
I got it.
I can't
Oh, I'm
defend that
feeling it. Okay.
You might have to
Alright.
start down the end because
Our producers are hilarious.
You got it? You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
So the statement is a symbol of
A
the.
symbol of the heterosexual lifestyle. And let's tear it apart here.
So a symbol of my heterosexual lifestyle was.
Sorry, we also have another comment from Sean Barba saying that another vote for Tyler as well. He very emphatic vote for Tyler. It's so
Tyler's-
emphatic.
We can't see that screen. You
Yeah,
might be
It's
lying.
so emphatic. It's so emphatic that this vote is so big.
Tim,
it's
can you
so
confirm?
big.
So you-
it's so important.
You don't need to notify us of that at all.
Ugh.
Tyler's already taken a commanding lead, and he's not even out yet.
BTS behind the scenes. Behind the scenes.
So indicative of my heterosexual childhood would be Action Comics or DC Comics, because that's the comic books that I read growing up and how I found out about a lot of sexual things. Catwoman, Poison Ivy.
Okay.
Those are some of my
That's a fair and realistic answer.
Those are some of my first sexual conquests.
I'm going with professional wrestling.
Oh, yes! See, this is...
I feel like that is a pretty good symbol of the heterosexual lifestyle, specifically the
I lost.
male lifestyle. But professional wrestling, I mean, who doesn't get into that at least a little bit sometime in their life?
Right?
Right?
NWA.
Yeah.
Or NWO,
So
sorry.
that's
Okay.
mine. Yep.
Okay. Tell me you
So-
got something good.
As my typical luck of the draw, I had really nothing great, but I've got Jello.
All right, defend this.
How do I defend this?
You bring your
As
A game, man.
heterosexual-
If you
Bring
warm it
that
up.
creativity
So-
that birthed forth Flip Flop the Barbarian.
as we are as we're born and raised, we're told to fit into this type of mold. So that's kind of where we're going with the
You're
Jell-O.
going philosophical.
Philosophical,
metaphor.
right?
Man, that's
So,
like a
but
nice turn
however,
right there.
you know, as Jell-O progressed and stuff, there's we no longer fit the actual mold. We can kind of just be creative with whatever we want. We can make our own mold. So that's really all I got because this is a horrible card.
Dude, no. You brought
But
the metaphor.
that's kind of where I'm going with this, you know, because you know, that kind of symbolizes how growing up and kind of outgrowing the mold that you're set forth with your.
You brought the metaphor, and it appeals to me. It
Oh,
appeals to me.
there we
greatly.
go.
man.
Oh, no
I
way.
agree.
If Jell-O wins, oh my god!
I agree with the other two.
I
Look,
think you
I'm
just
not
sniped
saying
that.
they're
Like,
wrong. Action comics,
Right?
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
WrestleMania.
I mean, think
look,
about
any
it.
form of
Strong, that's
professional
strong.
Wrestling, that's great. But the metaphor, man, I got to give it to you.
All right,
Oh,
Jell-O.
Jello
Metaphor.
is the
Wow.
symbol of the heterosexual lifestyle.
Well played,
All right.
sir. Well
Interesting.
played.
Interesting. Since I have already been the judge on one,
No, you got to do it again.
I got to do it again.
Yeah.
I can't pass it along.
No.
Are we doing more than 4 rounds?
No, but
This-
you,
we're not
you have,
millennials, okay?
yeah,
We
you
just-
have a point. So
Really?
you got to give everybody else a chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got
that's
a
true,
point
that's true,
somewhere.
okay.
I have no idea what happened to it.
All right. So
I think
I've
Matt
got-
just picked up the cards and
Yeah.
shuffled them in
The
there.
yeah, I shuffled them in here.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Do you need more?
No, I got 5.
Okay.
I'm good.
We have a vote for the comics one, and then Matt G. Shannon says Matt G for comics answer.
Thank you. I know I am.
That was a good one. That was a
I'm
good
not
one.
saying it was a bad
That's
answer. It
solid.
was a very good answer. But it doesn't break the Jello mold metaphor.
Shannon is claiming that you are a freak, Loren.
I won't deny that. Shannon, I don't know you, but you clearly have a good head on your shoulders.
Yes, we love you, Shannon.
Let's back something that Bill Cosby backed. All right.
Yes. To Shannon.
To Shannon.
To Shannon.
Thank you very much for watching.
Salud.
Oh, I guess I should drink.
All right, everyone got their cards ready?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
All right, so I think this is probably the best one. We're going to go with the best reminder of our morality.
Morality?
Mm-hmm. Or mortality, sorry. Mortality.
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 Or morality.
Mortality.
Mortality.
Mortality. Sorry, a couple beers in.
I think so. My card is exactly the same for both.
Ooh. See, now that could be interesting.
Yeah.
So, all right. Best reminder of our mortality. Mortality. Alrighty. So, Matt, you say you got it?
Yeah.
Start us off, man.
So I am a ripe old age of 32 years old, and I love Facebook. And when I talk to some of the people that I work with who are in their 18s and 19-year-old selves,
Okay.
they don't even know what Facebook is, because Facebook is an old person page. Instagram and Twitter are what they want. So Facebook is our morality.
Snap.
Mortality.
Mortality.
You should go with Snap.
Mortality.
Mortality. Mortality. I could kind of go for morality a little bit, but all right.
Lauren, you want to go first, or you want me to go?
I think I got a good one. So,
Best for
do
last.
you want to follow me?
So I'll go. I'll go. Yeah, I don't want to risk this, honestly.
All right.
So I'm gonna say, and again, I think this meets both of them.
Okay.
I don't know if you're fans of the game Portal, but I always pronounced her
love
name
Portal.
Gladys.
Gladys.
Is that
Not
correct?
GLaDOS.
No, I always pronounce it Gladys.
Gladys is a real name.
Yes.
GLaDOS
so
is
I think
not.
Gladys is a very powerful sign of not only our morality and what we stand for, but definitely our mortality.
Yes.
She exacts a cost
That is so true.
in every step that you take.
Yep. Yep.
So I am saying Portal is
Ooh.
the best reminder
That's-
of our mortality.
That's strong.
All right.
That's a game. Facebook is real life.
While older generations not understanding newer technology may remind you that your life will eventually merge into theirs, and while GLaDOS may be a
I was
psychopathic
gonna say
artificial intelligence,
homicidal.
homicidal artificial intelligence who is hell-bent on using humans as testing subjects, the truest touchstone for our mortality is the Wizard of Oz.
What?
Now, In The Wizard of Oz, you have two characters, two very powerful characters, the Wicked Witches. Both Wicked Witches, the first, which we meet, after a house appears out of nowhere and lands on her, killing her like that. The second dies due to water.
Alphaba.
Your mortality is beyond your control. Events outside your
Loren is too good at
influence.
this game.
A house appearing out of nowhere will crush you. Or knowing the simplest thing, water all around us, all the time, can be our undoing.
But
The
not
Wizard
in
of
real
Oz
life.
Damn.
reminds you that your mortality is fleeting.
Wow.
You can be killed out of nowhere or you can be killed by water. Literally, everything around you is danger. Your mortality is represented by the Wizard of Oz.
That's like the best card pool ever.
Yeah, can we
Oh,
switch decks,
man.
please?
Yeah.
You know, the fact that you were able to pull that out of a Wizard of Oz card, I have to
even
give it
wanna-
to Loren on that one.
All right, that one's pretty good.
That's beyond solid because
I'm blown away.
wow.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm voting for Loren.
Yeah, that was amazing. All right, cool.
All right, I think this is going to be our final round.
Final
We're gonna
round.
close it
Final
out.
round.
Yep.
So, you're at 2.
I'm at 2.
You're at 2. I'm
Yeah.
at 1, and
So
where
this,
we're at?
yeah, this.
All make or break time.
Yep. Tyler's at 2 votes, so Tyler
Oh
and
yeah,
Loren are
Tyler's
tied.
at 2, so it's between
are
you and
tied.
Tyler right now.
All right, so this is me
All right.
again?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, so as long as I don't give it to Tyler, I win?
Yes.
Basically.
Well, no, you guys. Well,
Yes, because he.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be someone else then if I'm the front runner?
No, because then you would be eligible to win.
right to win, yeah.
I get
I
your
like this
reasoning.
game.
I get your reasoning, but
This is
You're
like the
very
third
good
place
at it.
World Cup game, okay?
Beyond good. Oh my gosh.
Hey guys, this is the last chance into the drawing, so comment your favorite summer drink.
These
please.
are bad cards, but I think we
we
can
got
make the
4
best of
promo
That's
kits to
right.
give away.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
them. All right, all right. I don't like wins the most hearts and minds. That's too easy. If this were an animal, it would be a blank. Too vague.
Okay.
So we're going to go with the gold standard for blank. And what's blank?
Oh, what is blank?
What is blank?
Ooh, what can
I
you make
think blank is the gold standard for the nuclear family.
What? What?
Done.
Okay,
Can I go first?
Maybe a little dumb.
Wow,
for
you
that.
are confident,
No,
sir.
I got this. I got this one because when you say
Hold up. Let them pick their cards.
all right,
Don't,
no,
don't
I
influence
want to
them.
go. I want to go right now.
Okay, I know you want to go,
I'm
but
ready.
you gotta
I
rein
got
it in
this.
a little.
I got this.
The gold standard for the nuclear family.
Damn it.
Look, it doesn't matter how bad the card is. If you can make an
If you can
argument,
sell it, if you
So
can
this
sell
is
it,
so this is terrible. But I'm
might
gonna
just
I'm,
work.
I'm going
Hey,
with
hey.
it.
might just
More
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah,
with
right?
it. So, are you all set? Can I go?
Yeah, go
I'm
for
ready
it.
for
All
this.
right.
All right. So when you say nuclear family, what I really think about is Fallout and like survival. And my card is spam. I think that is the essential for the nuclear family. An all-purpose meat product.
it's homogenized.
Yep.
It's prepackaged.
It stays fresh
propaganda.
forever.
Shelf stable.
It's just this is an amazing product that will help keep that nuclear family safe throughout the nuclear
It's a staple
apocalypse.
of American culture, as
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
going with spam.
Spam.
Damn.
I like how you immediately were just like, boom, you heard
Yeah.
the word nuclear?
Yeah,
and
I'm-
went,
I'm in.
Bam! That's it.
I mean, he was in.
All right. Either Matt.
You want to go first?
I don't really have a lot, so.
Well.
Look. At the moment, think of it this way. All you have to do is beat spam.
I can beat spam.
Hey,
You wanna
if
know
you
why?
can beat spam,
You want to know
All
why?
right, why can you beat spam?
Because I have the Canadian Queen,
all right.
Celine Dion.
How is Celine Dion the gold standard for the nuclear family?
Because when you listen to a Celine Dion song, it puts you in a better place. The whole point about the American lifestyle is about making sure you have that gold standard life.
Represented by a Canadian?
Just about to say that.
That is how powerful the American dream is.
Justin Trudeau and all that other stuff. And that's what you want. You listen to My Heart Will Go On with the Titanic. America's biggest and
Oh, Canada.
it's a good song.
All right, I'll buy it. I'll buy Celine Dion as the gold standard for the nuclear family.
Yeah.
All right.
She represents that togetherness.
North
that
America
betterness.
is still America.
All right. So, unfortunately, on my card draw, as usual, I got the X-Files.
Oh,
X-Files?
The
Dude.
X-Files. So,
you
Dude,
can
you could
spin
win.
this.
You could win that easily.
So,
Late night syndicated television.
right?
collusion
and,
going
and what better than going over all the
Someone
different
check their
conspiracies
sleeves.
of why this nuclear fallout happened. So there is nothing like sitting down and spending the rest of eternity figuring out why.
Are you building off of my card?
He is.
No,
he
am I?
is.
No.
We're talking about the nuclear family, not the nuclear fallout.
Family.
Nuclear family, man.
Man.
But what's
Ooh,
nuclear family?
jeez. Ooh.
Like the-
You ever heard of the
Plagiarizing.
nuclear family? It's wife, husband, 2.5 kids,
Yeah.
white picket fence house in the suburbs.
Doesn't that all seem a little too like?
A little too. Don't you wish you had the Twilight Zone card?
Yeah, right. That's kind of where I'm going. So, but with X-Files, yeah, that's too much. That's too normal. Something's wrong there. If you're too standardized, there's something wrong, and that's where the X-Files comes in.
But
But that's
you're
all I
saying
got.
it's wrong.
It could be.
But you're
There's
supposed to be the gold standard.
right, but what if?
So you're pitching me the opposite.
Well,
You're going for the worst card.
apparently at this point, yes, yes, I'm going for the worst card. So,
Well, aren't we supposed to select a best and a worst?
Yeah, we were.
we are.
Which we haven't been doing.
We haven't,
We're,
no.
we're
Yeah,
bad
we've
at this
basically
game.
just been doing the best, right? So,
Look, I'm giving this one to spam.
I mean, the.
Yeah, it's
all
very
right.
spam.
Thank
It's going to
you.
spam.
Thank you.
spam.
I knew it. I felt it. I was
feel
solid with that.
if you'd pitched me X Files right, you could have beat spam.
Yeah, that's a good.
Everyone getting together at the end of the day, sitting down to watch syndicated television.
The truth is out there, man.
You got a
like,
strong
nah.
male lead.
Spam's
You got a
still
strong
strong. I can't
female
beat
lead.
Spam.
Hey, you can't beat spam.
As a local Hawaiian, I can't beat spam. Like, I grew up on that crap. I forget syndicated television.
All right.
Spam
So
and eggs.
what do we got for a score? We got.
I got two.
We got 2. Lauren's got 2. We got 1. I got 1.
So
0. Tyler's got 2, but he doesn't count.
Does he count?
So I think Lauren took this one.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on. Are we still going to do any type of audience participation round?
No.
I don't think we got enough time.
I don't think we have
yeah,
time,
I'd
so-
say it's
all
getting
right,
dark.
Also, we
Our
also have
special
we have a
guest.
vote for from Shannon to Jeremy. We all want Justin Trudeau, and the vote for gold standard and nuclear family goes to Tyler from Sean.
Tyler just won, basically.
Oh man, we're not giving him the
We're not
trophy.
giving the trophy.
No,
So,
no.
congratulations, special guest.
Yeah.
You were
Winning
now-
the meta game.
Yes, you have won the meta game.
He's,
Lauren.
he's really
Well done.
good at it.
Well done, sir.
We're gonna have to have you
I
back
can,
on.
I can put spin on stuff.
I was
yeah.
gonna say I'm never gonna forget that Wizard of Oz spin.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was good.
All right. So we're gonna do the drawing. It'll probably try and figure it out tomorrow. We need to figure out some logistics before we do that. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, you already did it. It is Miss Minx.
No.
I'll text her.
Yeah. yeah.
Hello,
Don't worry.
Texer.
Midnight Shinigami, you guys. Check out Midnight Shinigami.
All right. Do we have one other one that we can give away? Because we got a couple more.
Let's do
Yep.
it.
We have
talking.
quite a few versions.
Cool.
There we go.
So
There we go. Keep
thanks
talking.
again to Anaheim Brewery.
Yeah.
The second winner is Vlad. All right, we're gonna send it out to Vlad.
Hey, Vlad.
Cool. All right.
Vladimir.
So thanks again to Anaheim Brewery for hosting us. I know it's getting dark, but
Thank you, guys.
the beers have been delicious.
Amazing.
They've actually been wonderful.
They have been, yeah.
I really enjoyed them.
Yeah, they're great. Thanks, Lauren, for hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Seriously.
We're gonna have to have you come back, but we're not gonna have you play the games anymore. That's
No.
just
That's
it's
fair.
completely unfair.
I think you cheat.
So, are we in plug time?
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right,
So
so
you want to start us off, Lauren?
Yeah, sure. So I am Loren Peterson. You can find me on Twitter at DM_LSP, where you can find my random musings about role-playing games and fiction and all sorts of stuff. But I am also the MC or Dungeon Master for the Nerds on a Roll podcast. You can find us on Libsyn, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts. That's Nerds on a Roll. And you can find us on Twitter at Nerds on a Roll. And yeah, I think that about covers it for me.
Cool.
Very nice.
And you're gonna be there on Friday night.
Yes, of course, the thing we're doing. So for TableTop Takeovers on Friday, I will be one of the 2 people running a Masks game. We've got 5 seats per table. At last I checked with John, 4 tickets had been sold. And the other table runner is going to be Tom Nguyen, who is Theo on the Nerds on a Roll podcast.
Sweet.
Very nice.
Cool.
All right, so you can find us at the OC Geekly. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Also, if you guys want to be part of the newsletter, if you want to be on the distribution list, go ahead and shoot us an email at theocgeekly@gmail.com. So that's pretty much all I have.
Cool. You want to?
Yeah, I'll
Add
go
on
ahead and
top
plug. You can check us out at Tabletop Takeovers. You can check me out at Muddy Must at Muddy
We'll get there. We'll get there.
at Matty Mustache on Instagram.
Nice.
Matty Fanboy on Facebook. Also OC Geekly on Instagram and on Facebook. Check us out. Have fun. Thank you guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I'm Jeremy Sampson, D20 Adventure Realm head game master. You can check us out here at Anaheim Brewery on the first and third Thursdays of every month. We do basically public pickup games of D&D, and we're really happy to be able to have a few tables running a D&D this Friday night. Tickets are still available for masks, but even if you want to stop by and check out the D&D games, you can do that. And I think you about it.
Oh,
Thanks.
and this is presented by the Grand Geek Gathering.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
The
Yes,
Grand
Grand Geek Gathering for all your equipment.
Yes.
Yeah.
You were so wonderful.
And also, and also, thank you for everyone that's tuned in to the stream. So
Yep.
really
Thanks for
appreciate you
watching,
guys'
guys.
support.
Check us out in a couple weeks, and we're going to be at, I believe, Backstreet Brewery, and we'll be
Yes.
posting that up on Facebook with Tabletop Takeovers on Instagram and Facebook. So,
Nice.
all right, thank you. Have a good night.
All right, thanks, guys.
And Godspeed.
Bye.